Hello students, this video lecture is prepared for the heat transfer subject, and I will discuss the unit number 5, that is known as heat transfer equipments. In last lecture we have already discussed what are the different parts of a shell and tube heat exchangers. We continue to that lecture. We will discuss today remaining part of that shell and tube heat exchangers. So next part is the baffle. So baffles are generally used within the shell of the heat exchanger to increase the rate of heat transfer by increasing the velocity and the turbulence of the shell side fluid, and also structural support for the tubes and dampers against vibration. So what is meant by this? So if you want to increase the velocity in the shell side fluid, that means the shell side fluid means the fluid which is passing through the shell, that is called the shell side fluid. So you have to increase the velocity of that fluid. Turbulence, that means you have to maintain the turbulent flow, because when the flow is turbulent there is a increase in a heat transfer rate. So we are maintaining the turbulent flow in a shell side fluid. And also structural support for the tubes, that means it provides some supports and dampers against vibration. That means sometimes there are vibrations are taking place in the tubes, so that tubes may be vibrate. So for that purpose we have to add the baffles. So these are the 3 to 4 reasons the baffles are added. And the center to center distance between the adjacent baffle is known as the baffle spacing. Suppose if you place the baffle is here and another baffle is here, then the distance between these two is called a baffle spacing, and the minimum distance of the baffle spacing is 0.3 to 0.5 times the shell diameter. Means you have to take the shell diameter, multiply by 0.3 and kept that baffle spacing between the two baffles. And what are the types of a baffles? There are 3 types: segmental, disc and ring baffle, and orifice. But generally the segmental baffles are most commonly used in a shell and tube heat exchangers. So what is meant by segmental baffles? Segmental baffles is a drilled circular disc of a sheet metal with one side cut away. That means it is having just a circular plate which is also having holes in that metal plate, and in one side it is cut. So when the height of the baffle is 75% of the inside diameter of the shell, then it is called a 25% cut baffle. So you have to maintain the 75% height of that baffle, which is equal to the 75% of the inside diameter of that shell, and that baffle is called a 25% segmental baffles. So I will show the figure of that baffle. So suppose this is the plate, you have to drill the holes according to your tube diameter, and this part is cut. So it is actually 75%, but it is called as a 25% segmental baffle. And this baffles is placed in a tubes like this. So here the tubes are inserted, then next baffle is here, then next baffle is here. So this is called a baffle spacing. So this baffle spacing should be 0.3 to 0.5% of the shell diameter. Okay. Then if we look at this baffle, how they are looking actually. So this is the actually photo of that baffles. So these are the holes, drilled holes at that metal sheet. Okay. And if the shell side fluid is flowing in this direction, so it will come first here, and then it will turn in this direction. Again it will passes through this baffle, then again this side, and again this side. So in this way we can create the turbulence, also increase the velocity, and also the structural support. So this is nothing but the structural support for that tubes. So these are the functions of baffle. Okay. Then our next part is known as the tie rod. So tie rod is nothing but it is used to hold the baffles in a space with spacers. So spacer is nothing but just it is a piece of a pipe to position the baffle. The tie rods are fixed at a one end in the tube sheet by making the blind hole. That means the hole is provided and you have to fix that tie rod in that hole. Usually 4 to 6 tie rods at least 10 millimeter diameter is necessary. So I will show the figure of that tie rod. So if we look at this figure, this is called a tie rod, and this is tie rod, and this is spacer. So spacer is nothing but just it is a piece of a pipe. So by adding that spacer, it will keep the some distance between two baffles. So this tie rod is fixed with this tube sheet. So this is the tube sheet and this is the tie rod. Okay. So this is the function of the tie rod. So tie rod is used to hold the baffles. For holding these baffles, we are using a tie rod with the spacers. And what is the function of spacers? Spacer is nothing but these are the pipes which locate the baffles. That means when the fluid is flowing in this direction, these baffles cannot move from this point to this point because there is a spacer, or we can say small pipe. So this is the function of tie rod. The our next part of the shell and tube heat exchanger is tube sheet. So what is meant by tube sheet? It is a flat circular plate with provision for making the gasket joint. That means gasket is added here around a periphery. So periphery means this part. A large number of holes are drilled in the tube sheet according to their pitch requirement. So we have already discussed that there are two types of a pitch. One is called a square pitch. So this is square pitch. And another one is called a triangular tube pitch. So this is triangular. So if you are using a square pitch heat exchanger, then you have to just drill the holes in that tube sheet like this. So tube sheet is nothing but just a one circular plate. In that plate you have to create the holes according to their pitch. Suppose if you are using a triangular pitch, you have to drill the holes like this manner. So you have to, in this manner you have to create the holes. So this is called a triangular, this is called a square. And what are the thickness of that tube sheet? 6 millimeter to 25.4 millimeter. For the outside diameter 6 millimeter to 40 millimeter. So for this you have to use this type of a tube sheet. So what is the function of tube sheet? It will just hold that tubes. So I will show actually the figure, then you will have an idea about tube sheet. So if we look at this figure, so this is the tube sheet. So the holes are drilled in this plate and the tubes are inserted in this tube sheet. So this is called a tube sheet and these are the tubes. So if we look at the left side of the figure, here that is the tube sheet and these tubes are already inserted or rolled in this tube sheet. So this is the actually function of tube sheet. The next part of the shell and tube heat exchanger is shell side and tube side passes. So what is meant by passes? The passes is nothing but these are the flow paths. By using that we can change the direction of flow in the shell and tubes. Okay, so passes is nothing but just we can say metal plates. So that metal plates are added to change the direction of the shell side fluid or tube side fluid. And by doing or by adding passes, what we obtain? We obtain the higher velocity, because when the velocity is higher, the heat transfer rate is higher. Longer path to the fluid to travel without increasing the length of the exchanger, which leads to the high heat transfer rate. Okay. So without increasing the length of heat exchanger, we can add the pass or passes in shell side and tube side, which increase the high heat rate transfer. So what are the different types of passes? There are shell side passes are, that means on shell side these passes are provided: single pass, two pass, single split pass. And there are some passes provided in a tube side. So what are these? 1 pass, 2 pass, 4 pass, 6 up to 12. So generally the passes which is provided on tube side are formed by the partition. So partition is placed in the shell cover and channel. So I will show that figure. So that passes are provided on a tube side. If we use a single pass on the tube side fluid flow twice the heat exchanger. Okay. And when we use two pass partitions, the tube side fluid flows 4 times. So likewise, we have to classify the heat exchanger according to their shell side passes and tube side passes. So there are here I will show. So this is called a pass partition. Okay, and this partition is nothing but a tube side passes. So here this is the channel cover, or this part is the channel of that heat exchanger. So the tube sheet is attached to the channel and channel cover is provided, and you have to just add the metal plate which is called a pass partition. So this fluid is passing through this heat exchanger in this direction, then it will move in this direction, and then again it will go outside from this direction. So here the tube side fluid is passing by means of a 2 times. Okay, so in this way we can increase the passes either on a shell side or in a tube side. So when the passes are added in the heat exchanger, it is called a multi-pass shell and tube heat exchanger, and when there is a single pass, then it is called a single pass heat exchanger. That means there is no pass partition is added in the channel. Okay, so here I want to conclude my lecture, and remaining part, that is difference between single pass and multi pass heat exchanger and how to classify the shell and tube heat exchanger, that part we will discuss in the next lecture. Thanks.